Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, 7:16 in the morning. I'm on my way to LaGuardia. I'm going to work Lyft today. I'm using an old iPhone as a backup camera because my current vlogging camera, it shuts down in the middle of things and I have to fiddle with it. And my phone I use to work with the apps and everything. Turn on the air conditioning because it's humid. These past couple of days, we're in autumn and it's been humid because I'm already shining. But I have so much to tell you. I mean, especially if you work corporate, if you drive a car like mine. Of course, I know you do private jobs. You probably work out of hotels, and perhaps you get contracted out to do corporate events in the sense that you are picking up clients from the airport and taking them to the hotel, or picking them up from the hotel and taking them back to the airport. So yesterday in particular, I want to talk about, I was a little bit flustered yesterday, but now in retrospect, when I think about it, I have a clear perspective that I want to share with you when you're working corporate. Now, when you're working corporate, you have to be your utmost professional self. You have to dress impeccably. Your car has to be clean inside and outside, and you have to be on time for everything, and you have to literally cross your eyes. You have to dot your I's and cross your T's, have all your ducks in a row. So yesterday I was doing a transfer because I also work as a greeter. Every now and then, the person who gives me work as a driver, he also asks if I could be a greeter every now and then. And what does a greeter do? A greeter is a person that meets the client in the airport when they come out, and takes them to their driver. Okay, and as a greeter, you have to be on the ball with everything, every little detail. Okay, yesterday there was a bit of a confusion on where the passenger came out. I was waiting in an exit that all the passengers came out of, but this particular passenger came out of a different exit. So she was already upset when that happened. But the good thing was that her driver was already here, so I quickly took her to her driver. And then when she saw the driver's car, she says, "Is this my car?" I said, "Yes." She said, "Are you sure this is my car?" She says, "It's dirty." And I'm like, oh my. And inside I was already beginning to feel mortified, if I was not already mortified. And she just was not happy with the car. And then the driver came out and she forgot to put on her jacket, and she was wearing a sleeveless sweater. And when you do this type of work, corporate, you pretty much, you have to be in a suit and you have to be covered. You can't be exposing your arms or anything like that, especially as a woman, because you're dealing with a lot of male clients and some female. This was a female client. And I said, "This is your car," because I was expecting a sedan. Well, here in New York City, a sedan could be in the modern cars today used for driving. The most common car, if it's just like a sedan, it's a Lincoln MKT, which is a nice looking SUV. It's like a sedan SUV combo. Or it could be what I drive, which is a Suburban, an extra large SUV. Those are the black cars of today. The Lincoln Town Cars, so the classic Lincoln Town Cars, those are still being driven, but you don't see those being driven for Uber or Lyft or Via here in New York City. They're more with the private taxi companies, and you don't see them much being used for luxury transportation. Even though it's a classic luxury transportation car, it's not being used anymore as that. Even though you still see it, but not in the sense of this type of corporate travel from the airports. It's more of the extra large SUVs, the Suburbans, the GMC Yukon XLs, the Escalades, and the Lincoln Navigators, and in the regular sized SUV sedan combos like the Lincoln MKTs, Lincoln MK. Well, what she was driving was the latest Lincoln MK7. Well, it was the latest one. Okay, it was dusty from the city. The client said it had fingerprints all over it. We're not going to deny that, because the finish of the cars, I see it with mine, that you open and close the doors, it does get fingerprints. But she said it had fingerprints all over it. It was just not happy, and there was no appeasing her at all. Then came time to load her her suitcase into the back, and so I helped the driver. The driver was wearing heels. Now, I have nothing against you as a driver, as a female, wearing heels. I don't, because first of all, I can't walk in heels. I find them painful. I rarely wear them unless it's a very special occasion, but I don't wear them to drive. I don't wear them to drive. I like to wear flat boots. I look for boots that have an elongated toe or a pointed toe, because that extends the pant leg and it just looks nice. For me, it looks sleek. But I wear more of a flat shoes or flat boots, because also I can drive better. I can react better when I'm driving, and if I have to load a suitcase, I can do it. With her, she had like platform heels, and me, it was kind of like an unbalance. So we got the suitcase in, but it didn't look pretty. It was not graceful at all. Okay, we got it in. And as I loaded the client in, she asked, "Is this my car? Are you sure this is my car for passenger so-and-so?" I said, "Yes, this is your car." But she was not happy. Of course, she complained. I immediately called my contact, and that's what you need to do when you see that the client is not happy with something or something went wrong. You got to call and tell your superior, okay, and say, "Look, this is what happened." Okay. And so when he called me back, he asked me, "Mina, the client is saying that she had to load the luggage into the car herself." I said, "No, that's not true. The two of us did it. She didn't have to load it. We, the two of us, I helped the driver load the luggage into the car." And then, and it just got worse from there. He said that you were wearing a t-shirt and you were wearing heels. I said, "Hey, you know me." I don't wear a t-shirt. And he said, because she complained to the owner of the agency that books all of us to do this, and she called my contact, the guy who hired me, screaming, and he said, "You know Mina, you've met Mina. Mina doesn't wear heels. Mina's super tall. Why is she going to wear heels? And on top of that, Mina's a professional driver. She's not going to wear heels to drive a car, And that's what I say: don't wear heels to drive a car, because you could drive. I know that there are ladies that love to wear heels, and more power to you if you can handle a car in heels. More power to you. I myself cannot. I cannot. And if I could, I prefer driving in sneakers, because I could sense the car better in sneakers. I wear flat boots. Right now I'm wearing flat boots. I'm wearing my cowboy boots. The only pair of shoes right now that are black are my cowboy boots. And I wear them because they're comfortable and because they have an elongated toe, so that when I wear them with my slacks, it creates a long line. But I make sure that I'm impeccably dressed like now. Okay, so the client was accusing me of being dressed in a t-shirt, of wearing heels, and she was angry about the dirty car. She was angry about, the miscommunication about where to meet. Okay, we give her that. All right, I give her that. So I had to take a picture of myself and send it to my contact, so he could send it to the other person. To make a long story short, you need to be super, super on the ball when working with corporate accounts, with corporate people, because any little thing, they'll complain. If you have a dirty car on the exterior, they will complain. If you're not dressed appropriately, they will complain. These are accounts that pay a lot of money. They pay handsomely. And, the person who hires me is the person who gets those accounts, because there are certain things you have to do. You have to, when you arrive and you're with and the greeter is bringing the passenger to you, you have to exit the car. Even if the greeter puts the passenger in the car and loads the luggage in the back, exit the car and come around. I do that, and I press the button, even though the greeter will do it, just to show that presence, that you are there. The greeters, they do, their goal is to get the passenger in and off to the hotel, from the airport as soon as possible. And it's the same with the hotels. The same. Make an effort to get out of the car so that the passenger sees who you are. Look at the passenger in the eye, greet them, shake their hand if possible. Do that with corporate accounts. Okay, it makes a good impression. Make sure that your car is clean inside and out. I know that if you're doing several transfers a day, it's hard to clean the car in between. But the car gets dusty, so you use a microfiber towel, one of these. You can get these at Target. You can get that at the car stores. You can get it. You can even get it in the 99-cent store. Make sure it's microfiber because these are good towels. They clean up the dust. They wipe down the car, and if you have fingerprints, you can wipe it down. So that's when you're at the airports and you have to greet somebody. I don't know if, I'm sure this happens in other states as well, when you have to greet people. And if there's any doubt you can't find a flight, but you know in your right terminal, go and ask the people who work there. In fact, I should have taken a picture of this. I was in Terminal 5, and I saw these signs on the columns that said, just ask. And that makes a lot of sense because you come in there, and I'm sure the people who are flying out or coming in, they get confused and they get upset. And it says, just ask. If you have a question, just ask. If you have a doubt out about anything, if you're not in the right place or not, go find an airport employee. They're all over the place. And say, okay, I'm looking for this flight. And they were going to tell you, you go here, you go there, you go here, you go there. So that you know you're in the right place, okay? Be professional. If you are the person greeting them and taking them to your car, consider where you park your car, okay? Sometimes there are times that where you're parked is far from the terminal. What I did last night, my last job, it was obvious the gentleman was very tired. And I already had thought about it ahead because I was looking for parking in the lot, and it was lot number 4. And I found parking, and it was a bit of a walk from the terminal. And as I was walking to the terminal, I was like, should I move it closer? Or, but I was already like with the time, I was with a time crunch. And then I saw that there was like a space where cars would stop to pick up passengers in that parking lot. So that was my plan, was to ask the passenger, the client, to wait for me there while I brought the car around, which is exactly what I did. Because as I greeted him and we started talking, a very nice gentleman from Canada, we got to the parking lot, and I said, do you mind walking, or would you like to wait for me here? And he asked, how is it a far walk? I said yes. He said, I'll wait for you here. It's okay, perfect. Because also my car was kind of in a little bit of a tight spot, and I'd rather that he not see me shimmy it out. I'd rather he wait for me, standing there, so I can get him into the car comfortably. We can get his bags into the car comfortably, which is exactly what I did. And he later had said to me that he's considering now flying into Newark, because at JFK you have to walk a lot. And JFK it's a huge airport. You have to walk a lot. And JFK is the furthest airport from the city. So far away. Newark is actually the closer airport, even though it's in New Jersey, but it's considered part of the city in terms of black cars and Ubers and Lyfts. It's considered part of New York. So that was a good move, where I said, just wait for me here. I'll be right in 2 minutes. I say 2 minutes, okay? I had to run to my car and get everything set up, and and text my contact and said I have the passenger. And in a nutshell, when you're working corporate jobs, private jobs with private clients, of events that pay handsomely, you need to be super professional. You need to dress the part. If they tell you wear all black, wear all black. You can get really decent clothes and look professional, and you don't have to break the bank. New York and Company sells a lot of clothes designed for the working woman. J. Crew, which is a little bit of a higher price tag, but they have some nice quality clothes. Express, basically anywhere you can go, you can find something that's nice. And if you want me to do a video about that, of how to dress professionally as a driver, I am more than happy to do that. Leave a comment below. That's my thing. I like fashion, I like style. I'm fascinated by clothes, I'm fascinated by style, and I'm fascinated by looking stylish without breaking your bank, and being comfortable at the same time. So if you want me to do that, I am more than happy to do that. Be professional. If you are working with the greeter and the greeter brings the passenger to your car, step out of your car to greet the passenger, help with the luggage if needed. Always have water out. I have the little water bottles, not the big ones, because there are passengers that don't drink it all, and then that water goes to waste. But you can use that to water your plants or use it to clean the car. But always have water out. Make sure the temperature of the car is adequate to, if it's hot outside, make sure you have the air conditioning on, but not so much that it's freezing, that your passenger comes out a popsicle. Be on time. Be early. It's good to be punctual. Give yourself enough time so that when you hiccup, you can recover from that hiccup without the passenger knowing that you hiccuped. Right? All right. So I think that's all for now.